Yo, what's good, ladies and gentlemen? So, I am late to this news, but there is a new Mortal Kombat mode, as you see in this title here, which shout out to Maximilian Dude. It's called Invasion Mode. And it says and Kung Lao, so I don't know what that's about, but an early preview of a new, I think it's well, I ain't gonna say PvE, but like, someone said that it has to do with the solo side, not playing online, single player, that's what I was trying to say, and it's outside of the story, and it's called Invasion Mode. I don't know what it entails. I'm about to find out. Apparently, Maximilian Dude got the info, the early preview. And before we get into the video, I want to give roses to someone, and that's him. I really appreciate Maximilian Dude, and I'm someone who loves to give flowers as early as I can to people who I believe deserve it. And he's one of them. He got me, him is Super, but it was Maximilian first. When it comes to fighting games in general, Super got me into playing more Mortal Kombat, which I'll give flowers to him a little later as well. But I want to give Maximilian a lot of credit because the work he's done, not just for Mortal Kombat, not just for Street Fighter, not even just for the fighting game community, but for gaming in general, his entertainment, how he has his friends, when he plays like a guy who knows what he's doing, but on top of it, he also plays as a guy who learns and is not ashamed to show that of him learning. Like he'll play. I remember it was a video I saw him playing Tekken 7, and he was losing like 4 matches in a row, but he was showing his progress and learning, and he didn't rage quit or throwing insults at people. No, he sat there. He might be a little frustrated, but he learning as he's going, and I appreciate someone like that. He shows his whole journey, and on top of it, he's entertaining. Very informative. Like, I've learned a lot. As someone who always liked fighting games, I've learned even more watching him because a lot that I didn't know. Like I said, more than just Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, but other games as well. And so I just wanted to give a short salute to him. I love watching his content as much as I can. I don't watch a lot of YouTubers because I'm focused on my grind. But when I have those chill moments, I like to go and, see what's up. And I missed this video. This was 7 days ago. So, yeah. But before we got into that, just shout out to you, Maximilian Dude, and shout out to Super as well. I don't want to make this video too long, but at the end of the video, I'll give his flowers too. But anyway, let's go ahead and see what Invasion Mode has.
Dudes, Max here, back with another impressions video from an early preview event that we got to check out, Mortal Kombat 1. Again, a big shout out to WB Games for making this possible. Wait,
why does the menu look different? Oh wait, this is single player. I just noticed that the character select is just you.
From an early preview event that we got to check out, Mortal Kombat 1.
So this is single player.
Again, a big shout out to WB Games for making this possible. They allowed us access to the game and this event so that we can check out an early preview of some of the single player elements that Mortal Kombat 1 is set up to offer.
Johnny Cage's
in the previous video, we talked about the story mode, the single player story mode that NRS games are very much well known for.
Sorry, hold on. That's a loud plane. Okay. I couldn't hear anything Max was saying because the plane was going over me.
Review of some of the single player elements that Mortal Kombat 1 is set up to offer. And in the previous video, we talked about the story mode, the single player story mode that NRS games are very much well known for. And now we're talking about the completely new thing that Mortal Kombat 1 is doing, which is called Invasions. So to break it down, Invasions is essentially a mode where you select your own individual character to go on this adventure. You have a cameo and your base roster member, and they are going to actively increase in stats and modifiers through this adventure as you go through and unlock stuff. Now, you'll notice right at the start that you're essentially going through Johnny Cage's mansion at the beginning, but there are other locations that you will be going through and other active locations and boss fights and all these things that you'll be encountering along the way. It pretty much plays out like a board game.
Wait, what did that say? Hold on.
At the beginning, but there are other
like
locations
a board game, or it looks a little bit like Mario Party. You have to go to every for those who play Mario Party. Every spot you stop in, you have to do whatever it said right there. That's what it looked like up here in the beginning. A Tarkarian warrior has stolen the key to Johnny Cage's mansion. To recover the key. Okay.
That you'll be encountering along the way. It pretty much plays out like a board game in first impression, where you're going from place to place, and it's sort of linear at the start, just like going from point A to point B and fighting some enemies here, fighting some enemies there, which are kind of like slightly altered versions of what characters are going to be available in the main game a bit later. So at least here we get sort of a preview of what some of these other characters sort of play like that we haven't actually seen before.
This is cool though that you get some Kung Lao gameplay
that in here as possible. But as you start making it through, things start getting altered quite a bit. You unlock keys to go through doors, and in the process of doing this, you start unlocking stuff. So,
dang, hold up, wait, I'm sorry, I'm listening to what he's saying, but that fatal blow caught me off guard. It was like a little,
go through doors, and in the process of doing this, you start unlocking
Oh,
stuff.
that's sick. I like that. That was probably one of the best fatal blows I've seen.
The biggest thing I got out of Invasions mode is that this is sort of a very interactable and like adventure mode version of the Crypt, where in previous games in the Crypt, you would get like a currency of some kind for doing other activities in the game, and then take that currency to the different crypts throughout Mortal Kombat games and start to unlock things and, you know, get stuff progressively unlocked throughout all the Crypt, and you get the big expansive one where you have a character running around in Mortal Kombat 11. This is definitely a bit different than that. It seems like they really wanted to turn the Crypt into an actual single-player mode, because yes, you do start unlocking things for characters. You start
just about to ask that. So do you get skins?
And, you know, all the different unlockables
that
are going to be
okay.
throughout the game. And another question that I think a lot of people have been asking about, which is like customizability or gear. And yes, there was some moments where I was unlocking
Reptile, there he is,
for characters in Mortal Kombat.
For those who don't know, I said it before in other videos, and I said it on my community page. Reptile's the first one I'm looking to main. I'm going to be trying hard with him and learning him. He looks amazing. It's funny because I came into this game not thinking about using Reptile. Well, first I didn't know I didn't know he was going to be in it. Then I saw the trailer, which was amazing. But then seeing some of his movesets, I'm like, oh yeah, I definitely want to use Reptile as one of my first. So he's definitely going to be the first one you see me use when I play online.
Specifically through this game mode. And through the process of going through this game mode, I was like, oh, so we get to change, you know, the mask of a character or something like that. We don't have the full list because we did not have the available options to us to show you like what exactly is customizable, but this is where it is. Like, this is where a lot of those unlocking of items and brutalities and all this stuff from the previous Crypt that you got to go through, it's pretty much done here. But it isn't like that straightforward. There's a lot more to it because you get different modifiers and things that'll actually interrupt the match. This is where, you know, ice hail starts coming out of the sky, rockets will fly in from the side of the stage, where you have to sort of work around your stats to counter those elements. There's a moment where you get like a fire relic of some kind and you run into like an ice enemy like Sub-Zero, and you have to sort of counter their ice attack using your fire relic. So
cool.
It's, once again, significantly more interactive.
It's a season. You see up top, wait. Season of Spectre, if I read that right.
Enemy like Sub-Zero.
And it said 13 days. I wonder, is this going to be some kind of battle pass attached to it? Like, and each season it changes. Like now it's Johnny Cage's mansion, but it'll be something else. Adenia's, other places. I was just seeing that. Can you see? Yeah, okay. Seeing the 13 days season of Spectre, I wonder, is this going to be some kind of battle pass they're going to add to it that you can? I mean, you don't have to pay for it. But you could actually just work and play through it as well. Whatever one, however you want to do it. I don't know, just wonder, I saw that up there.
Counter their ice attack using your fire relic. So it's, once again, significantly more interactable. And you'll also see that, yes, your character does like somewhat get more stats and level up. So this isn't as expansive as a giant like world tour thing, but it definitely is something that is a bit more meat and bones than just jumping through a story mode, playing a story mode for the first time and having that be that. The nice part is that there's a lot of incentives
with Melina.
Here,
I like that one.
There's a whole bunch of incentives to play Invasions mode because of unlockables, brutalities, potentially other fatalities, right? Those are usually there and you just have to like execute the input. But if you don't know the input, you would sort of unlock it most likely in Invasions mode, just similar to previous Mortal Kombat games. So that's fun.
Yeah,
right?
It makes me wonder, is this their way of showing a battle pass?
Like, you know, experience throughout the game. And
it'll be interesting
to go through and unlock things for characters.
I don't mind battle passes. I just hope they don't go crazy, you know, price-wise. You know, there's some games that are ridiculous with them. Hopefully, if they're going to do battle pass, I'm cool with that. Just be reasonable. This is still a full-price game. This ain't a free-to-play one.
So that's fun, right? This is something that is going to take up a lot of time, it feels like, and a lot of, like, you know, experience throughout the game. And it'll just be enjoyable to go through and unlock things for characters. And we don't know the exact progression plan, like how you unlock.
Wait, Kung Lao has a fireball? Or was that one of the modifiers for the game?
Like, you know, experience throughout the game. And it'll just be enjoyable to go through and unlock things for characters. And we don't know the exact progression plan, like how you unlock. Is it
oh, yeah, it's the emblem. Okay, I was going to say something was in his hand, but you can see it on the screen,
like
on the bottom.
I was playing as
okay,
Kung Lao.
I was about to say, that's different.
that's the other thing that I wanted to mention is the different things that we're unlocking is stuff like colors and those customizable options. But I did get to play Kung Lao in this version, and he was the one new character along with Cyrax's cameo that was playable in this version of the game. So we can't really give you many impressions on the other characters in MK1 because we fought against them in CPU form and they were only so difficult. But with Kung Lao, I can definitely speak a bit more about him, and he's pretty interesting. He seems relatively like straightforward in terms of like a usable character. He's got a pretty good dive kick similar to Sub-Zero's that recovers very fast, and a lot of his specials and like
look at that smoke skin, bro.
There. The one thing that is missing, though, which was kind of
that
surprising,
color's
is his teleport. It didn't seem to be anywhere in his move list, so I'm assuming it's not there. I'm assuming it's not.
Oh, he doesn't teleport. This Kung Lao don't. Even though the cameo does, but the cameo is like the old school version
of some kind, right? So I'm assuming that they sort of saved that for the Kung Lao, classic Kung Lao cameo. And for this version of the character, he has decent combo extensions, like pretty good damage.
That's like how they removed the power ball from Johnny Cage.
You know, MK11 or MKX Kung Lao, which were just blitzkriegingly fast in some situations. Maybe not that much, but definitely has a decent high-low mix. He's got a low starter. He's got a pretty fast overhead. All that kind of stuff leads into easy cameos, and you know he seems like he's going to be pretty good. He does not seem that bad at all. The other one that was very interesting was the Cyrax assist, and again we have another cameo character that has sort of a hidden move. We saw this with Frost in the beta, where if you held down an attack, it actually modified and gave you a fourth cameo move. Cyrax is kind of similar.
I know Frost had a wait. You said Frost, right? Frost had that too.
With Frost in the beta, where if you held down an attack, it actually modified and gave you a fourth cameo move. Cyrax is kind of similar.
Was I using the fourth cameo move without actually knowing it was that?
Was this upward spin that doesn't hit any enemies on
Interesting.
the ground.
I look forward to the game because I want to see what those are.
Aerial enemies, so you have to launch them into.
Because I use Frost in the beta.
This is for characters, I guess, that don't have like meterless launchers. But funny enough, if you held down just neutral cameo button, the assist didn't go up anymore. It went horizontal, so it did like 5 hits horizontally, which seemed extremely good. Like that was probably one of the better assists I think in the game, just because it covered a lot of horizontal space, allowed you to jump in and follow up for a combo, and was decent for block strings and all that stuff. So that seemed quite good. The other two options that he had was like the net and the bomb, and I think forward plus cameo was the bomb. And it's an explosion similar to like Jax, where Jax pounds the ground and everybody gets hit. It's sort of like that. Everybody takes like this explosive damage from it. And it seems like you have to really set this one up because, again, it isn't a, I think it's called like an ambush assist, where you have to take a pose and then wait till the pose is done and then the bomb comes out. So it seemed to have this longer pose animation to figure out, oh, where do I actually stick this thing to make it work? I'm sure there'll be something really good for that because it's an explosive that pops you up and you get a combo after. And is unblockable, I believe. Outside of that, he also has the net, and unfortunately, you would hope that the net would act like a Frost ice freeze and just be really fast and easy to combo into. It unfortunately wasn't. It was pretty slow, and it forces your character into a pose, which takes a long time for it to come out.
Yeah, that is one thing I don't like is those poses, man. When I'm trying to keep moving to my opponent, but it freezes you. I hate that.
From the little bit that I was messing around with, at least in this version of the game. So I hope that changes. I hope like some of these poses don't just last too long. Because
yeah, it's like you gotta make that. I don't want to be doing something not just freeze. No, I want to walk to them and
that's about it.
You know, extend
However, his
something
other
else.
Like the spinning assist was significantly good and did a lot of damage. So
so this is a different map. Okay.
Other playable characters that were in the game right now, and that was sort of disappointing to me. I really was hoping to get into the rest of the roster at least a little bit more, see how Scorpion plays, and obviously like Smoke.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Scorpion's definitely been in the back seat lately. He has not gotten a lot of shine, which is so weird for a Mortal Kombat game.
To be like in Mortal Kombat 1, but I am really excited to play that other stuff because every single time we get a new character or a new cameo, I feel like the game gets more interesting, and that is very valuable to a game where we've only seen 1/4 of the cameos or even 1/5 of the total roster yet in terms of what they really can do. So that's what I'm really looking forward to. That's where the launch week of Mortal Kombat 1 is going to be very exciting, just figuring out what people come up with, because there's just going to be so many things that we haven't actually seen too much of yet, which is easily where, like I keep saying, the meat and bones of Mortal Kombat 1 is going to be.
Yeah, that's
Either
one
way,
thing
I
I'm
think
looking
shout out to
forward to when the
WB
game
Games
comes
for
out,
once again
seeing what people come
allowing
up
us to
with
get
all the
access to
different
game
cameos
at
and
this event.
characters in
Hopefully
the
you guys
game.
enjoyed some of this impressions of Invasions mode and the previous video on the single player story. I'm sure there'll be more stuff coming up for the game this week that we'll be able to talk about, and characters and stuff like that. I'll leave you with some more direct fights with some of the other casts that you might not have seen too much of yet as I was going through this mode. Oh, another thing to mention, Cyrax has possibly one of the best cameo fatalities in the game.
I saw that
in
on
my
Twitter,
opinion,
bro. I
and
did
I'm gonna
see
go ahead
that.
and end the video with that one a bit later, so enjoy it. Hopefully you guys like this stuff. Leave a thumbs up.
So
if
this
you
is what
did.
the
I'll be
video
back
came
with
from.
more Kombat
Okay,
1
because people was
content,
posting
online
that
single-player stuff later on as we
Cyrax
just play through the
fatality
game and
on
see what it's like.
Twitter.
My name is Max, and I'll see you next time.
Yeah, this was it. Oh, so that was on Max's video. That is so sick, bro. Hey, the whole world is.
Fatality.
It's like, goodness gracious, all them bombs did that? Alright. But yeah, shout out to Max. Thank you for that video too. I'm late to that information. Outside of the story, I just been focused on the multiplayer side. But definitely looking forward to what we got, like 14 days or something like that till it comes out. Yeah, about 14, 15 days. I got the premium edition, so I think we get it early. I think 3 days or something like that. So I got a busy September. Mortal Kombat, obviously. The Crew 2, which is going to be on my second channel. I do like sports games, but mostly just FIFA, and I like racing. So the Crew 2 is a racing game. FIFA comes out in September, and I'm missing one. Oh, the Cyberpunk DLC. September's going to be busy. 2 games for this channel, 2 games for the second channel, which if you can go subscribe to that, I appreciate it. Link is in the description. But yeah, anyway, shout out to Maximilian. And also, I want to give my flowers. Well, before I get to the Super, Maximilian also taught me, I forgot to say this, to be extra patient. It's a marathon, not a sprint. And also, don't compare yourself to the pros. The pros been playing for like 20 years, 10 years, whatever. I used to play the fighting games for a long time, for years, but then after, man, it's been a while. I don't think I played fighting games as serious as I used to be for about over 10 years. Over 10 years. So I always played Mortal Kombat here and there ever since 9 came out, but nothing seriously. And then when MK11 came out, I played it periodically when it first came out. And then later down the line, I played it harder. Like the videos you see, I have, for those who are new to the channel, I post my archive MK11 videos. Those was when the game first came out. I got better in time. I just didn't record it. I wish I did. But it is what it is. But Maximilian taught me of patience and don't take the L's too seriously. Learn from them, and you'll get better in time. And to see myself, like when I play Street Fighter, even through some moments that I don't think should have happened to me, where it's like frustrated, like the last video I posted of me playing Street Fighter, I was a little frustrated because of a glitch that happened in the game, which it was a glitch, and it made me frustrated. But calmed down, and it was good. I was able to rank up, and just watching him helps me with that. Also, though, with Super, he's the one that got me to really be into Mortal Kombat. I will say this, when it came to fighting games, it was mostly back in the day, like I said, it was over 10 some years ago. Street Fighter and Tekken were the ones I played the most. That's why I don't know much of the 3D Mortal Kombat era, because I didn't play that. I played the classic 1, 2, 3, and then I didn't play it since MK9. I played Injustice 1 and 2, but not the other MKs before 9, outside of the first 3. But watching Super, which I can't remember how I first noticed him. I can't remember. Yeah, I can't remember. Actually, no, I do. There was a tournament. This is before I knew who Sonic Fox was, but there was a tournament, and my friend, old friend of mine, Steven, my old friend of mine, Steven, I was watching a Mortal Kombat tournament. We were just fooling around, and we saw this guy, and he was killing it with Aaron Black, and it was Sonic Fox. This is before I knew who he was. It's amazing like how great he's been now. But he was destroying this guy. I don't know who it was, but he was messing him up. And I was like, dang, and see the different combo potentials in MKX. That got me really watching it and taking it and being wanting to be serious with the game. And so I was researching on YouTube different videos of Mortal Kombat. And like the one that showed the most was Super. It kept saying Super, and I was like, interesting, what is this? And I was one of his teabagging videos, when somebody teabagged him and then he kicked their behind. I love those videos. Those were hilarious because we all know. Anyway, I don't even go through that with teabaggers, but it's nice seeing Super getting his payback and how he did it. It was nice to watch. So then I started checking out his channel, and yeah, I just grew to love it. To me, I think he's the best Mortal Kombat content creator out there right now. So yeah, watching him just grew that desire to want to learn different combo potentials. I pulled away from watching other fighting games at that time when MKX was out, and then when MK11 came out, I wanted to be involved a little bit more. And then the desire to get back to other fighting games came back in time, like it is now. I just started Street Fighter, but the strong love of Mortal Kombat that came back to me was because of watching Super. So, well, actually thinking about it now, it was Sonic Fox then Super, because now I mentioned it. When I mentioned the tournament, I was very impressed with this young guy destroying these people with Aaron Black. Then I found out it was Sonic Fox. So Sonic Fox and Super. Here's my flowers to y'all. But anyway, I can give people credit. I love doing that. I think people deserve it. Deserve to get it now, not wait down the line. And yeah, ain't no hate over here. Ain't no jealousy. I like it. It gives me something to push forward to, as in to get better in, to have a better attitude and all that stuff, watching these people like this. But anyway, video's going long enough. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Shout out to Maximilian. Thanks for this information. Shout out to Sonic Fox. Shout out to Super. Shout out to all y'all. And for those who are watching, subscribe and like and all that jazz. But anyway, see you later.